Hello and welcome to Pocket Gamer Biz's YouTube channel. I'm Jon Jordan, and you can see we are playing ARMA Mobile Ops. Just firing up now, as I'm rather bored of saying in these first time user experience playlist videos. The first thing you see is a push notification option box. That's not very good. So if you want someone to actually select your push notifications, you probably don't want to be showing it the first time they are trying to get into the game. When you're loading up a game for the first time, you want to go in and play the game and find out if you like it or not. You don't care about push notifications, you're going to click on don't allow. It's also the case playing on iOS, and this is the official iOS push notification prompt. You can only show this once. So if someone clicks on don't allow, no matter if they played the game for another 100 hours, you can't show this again. So it's much more sensible, as the good developers are doing now, is to have an internal push notification prompt that you fire up and say, would you like to have notifications about the game, or would you like, you can put it in a better way, you know, do you want to be kept informed about what's going on in the game or something. Have a yes or maybe not now. If it says not now, you can drop that dialogue and bring it back if they log in again the next day. But this can only be shown once. So first I don't allow that, so I can't have push notifications now. I could probably go into settings and redo it, but that dialog box cannot be kicked up. So that's -1 for Bohemia Interactive. So let's see how we get on. Okay, let's skip all this. So it looks like we're doing some base building, and it looks like we are building a fuel plant. A bit PC like. Extra chopper, so choppers are being used as our building kind of builders effectively. So typically, this happens in build and battle games. You get two builders, two build options simultaneously, and then if you want more, you have to buy them. Although some games, Boom Beach being the most obvious, just have one build kind of tree, and if you want to build something faster, you just use hard currency, build it and start another one. Anyway, so we're going to build, this is very typical for anyone who's played a mobile strategy game. You're building some resource stuff, you're building some sort of weapon system. We can't speed that up, I don't know what's going on there. We can see, I mean, oh, it's bringing it in. Okay, so that's the conceit of having the helicopters dropping it in. So you can see there's fuel, there's I don't know what those crate things are, and also the gold eagles or whatever they are look like the currency. So some enemy chaps are going to turn up, and my machine gun is going to make mincemeat of them, hopefully. Looking like that will be the case. Okay, well done, machine gun. So we're gonna have a supply. Not finished. Oh, good. There's some supplies. So it looks like we're gonna. Okay, so we can survive battles. That's good. I mean, it's interesting. I think it's more tactical to actually, if you can keep troops alive through battles, reinforce them. Okay. So what we're doing here, we'll finish it immediately. Okay. Office. Yeah, because all military bases have offices. Hire some troops. Okay, graphically I have to say this is not particularly stunning as a game. Okay, it's going to do some damage. Take multiple times to deploy your troops. Okay, so there we go. They're going to take out that machine gun. Anything else there? We see there's some loot. You can see at the bottom there's a percentage of the damage I've done. This is all very standard to anyone who's played a mobile strategy game. Obviously this is more of a contemporary kind of a military kind of take on things, so that provides something a little bit different, and obviously maybe with Bohemia's PC background, although they're not done many mobile games, at least there might be something a little bit different there. But I think the mobile strategy genre is a very difficult one to make sense of at the moment. There's kind of, you can innovate too much and people didn't understand it. Path of War being a good example of that. Something like Dominations is kind of the prime example of just doing enough innovation and having enough kind of different settings to then be a success. I mean, it's done very well for Nexon, 20 million downloads now. Very also popular in the kind of globally, at least the US and Korea and Japan. But it's quite difficult, I think, the mobile strategy genre. Upgrading, okay. Build more buildings, attack enemies. Get my rewards. Again, this is all fairly obvious. Okay, so this is now interesting. So you're kind of seeing this a bit more now, kind of warning that there are in-app purchases in the game. It's surprising that they do it in this game, which is not, I wouldn't think, particularly a game that's going to appeal to kids. But there we go. So now we see the full screen. So before we were in the tutorial mode, I guess you call it, and now we can see the full thing. So we can see in my level 2, we can see my name, we can see I've got 2 helicopter builder chaps. I don't know what these ones are. Protection, okay, so it's like a shield. None of those. I've gone straight to the shop now so I can buy shield. It's kind of weird. I never really think people would buy shields, would they? But maybe some people do, I don't know. We can see an achievement system, so that's always good for people like to see progression. What's this? Battle information, nothing there at the moment. And now we're kind of off on our own, really. So this kind of with this regroup button. So there's these chaps here. Can I? Okay, so they're just 6. What's this one? Barracks. What's in there then? Anything to regroup? Oh, that's the same one then. Let's go and look and see what we can do. Let's pretend. No, that's wrong, isn't it? Oh no, I see it. So there's a vault. Okay, that's me buying stuff. That's the shop. So the typical $100 option there. Defense. So I can build some walls. Oh, I'm not sure about walls really. I find them rather dull. But anyway, machine gun, autocannon. I could build an autocannon. Barracks. I can't build any of those yet. I need to upgrade my headquarters, office comms, lights, resources. That's sort of stuff again. Support. What's there? Okay, that's back to the shields. So I don't think we really need to go much further than that. Pretty functional game. Apart from push notifications, which I didn't think were very good. The tutorial was brief, but told you everything you needed to know. But that's partly because it doesn't look like this game is doing anything very different than anyone who's played a mobile strategy game than any mobile strategy game before. So anyone who's played a mobile strategy game is going to know what's going on, really. So it doesn't need a long tutorial. Quite whether this kind of game will find an audience, even a niche audience, it's pretty hard to judge, I would think. Doesn't at the moment seem like it's doing very much extra, but I guess people are always looking to see new games, so maybe there's some sort of audience there. Hard to judge. Anyway, I think in terms of the first-time user experience, I think there's nothing more to say really. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So we do a lot of this first-time user experience playlist analysis. So if that's your kind of thing, subscribe, you won't miss anything. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again.